Hello and welcome to Vibra Finance Live. Thank you all for being here tonight. Our
Glad to
topic,
be here.
yay! Well,
Thanks for having us.
we're surviving some technical difficulties this evening, but now we're ready to rock. All right. So the topic for tonight is inflation, which is something that affects all of us. So I thought it would be a good jumping point in to the HEX ecosystem, since that's what brings us all together as community members. So, Chrissy, can you start us off and introduce yourself and tell us how you found HEX?
Sure. I am CZ Hexing, aka Christy. I found Hex last July. We staked and we are, staked with Pulse and PulseX as well. It was kind of it was kind of crazy how we found it. I mean, we were already in ETH and a couple other things, and we just started watching Richard Hart, and we really, really liked him, and we learned a lot, and we did a lot of research. When I say we, mostly my husband, and jumped right in. It was for us, and I'm so glad we did. I mean, we took everything we had and just put it in, and so we feel very lucky to be here in this space right now. So I can't hear you.
It would help if I would unmute myself. Well, we're glad that you're here too. Fashion Coder, can you tell us about you?
Hi. Yes. So I got into crypto about 3 years ago and started filming videos about a month ago. And so it's been really fun being a part of this community and being able to do live streams like this with everyone and just meet awesome people like everyone on the stream.
Yeah, we got to meet last week on a stream and with Crypto Kindness and Crypto Panda, and that was so fun to just hop on and start talking crypto and flow, and we had a good stream.
Yeah, we totally did.
The last time we talked, you were working on videos and you were working on liquid loans. You had said that went well. Is your video ready for viewers?
Yep, that is ready. And then I interviewed Just Ask Jesse today as well, and he's a part of the Liquid Loans team.
That's really exciting. Make sure you pop your link in the comments so that people can go and check that out.
Okay, I totally will.
And I want to hear more about liquid loans too, but maybe you can walk me through it on another stream.
Sweet. Sounds good.
Awesome. Redbird One, we're gonna swing down to you. What's up? Thank you for being here.
Oh, thank you so much for having me. So I also got into crypto about 3 years ago with my dad. Hi, Dad. And, outside of that, finance has been a hobby of his and something we've shared for a long time. It's my career as well. So I've had experience with various aspects of inflation, rising interest rates, and other situations in my career, which is longer than I care to admit with some of these lovely young ladies here with us today. But thank you so much for having me.
Bang on. We're so lucky to have you. You are like a fountain of knowledge, and CZ and I were talking about that the other day. Like we just could sit there and listen to you talk. You have such an amazing gift to make that sector relatable and approachable, and I want to know more because I'm inspired when you talk about it. So thank you. Hey, SJ, tell us what's going on with you.
Hey there. So to make a longish story shorter, I bought crypto for the first time in 2017 and then just vanished. Like I forgot about it. I didn't think about it. I didn't look at it. And then years later, Crypto Kool-Aid, who's used to be quite the influencer, he still pops up every now and then, but he's a personal friend of mine, and he got in touch with me and was like, hey, remember all those coins I told you to put a little bit of money into? Put it all into HEX. But he stressed when you do that, you need to also do your own research and know what you're doing and know why you're doing it. And that really was my into crypto. Like that, like, learning about HEX and learning what it was and why I was doing it, that was my journey into this whole space. So
I can't wait to hear more about that. That's really exciting to have to have somebody bring you into this space and this community and into, like, we're all here for yield, right? Like that's what we came in here for. Well, rewards. We all came here for to get rewarded. But it's important that we do our own research along the way. Like nothing that we're talking about tonight is financial advice, right? We're just educated investors here to chat about how we use a product in the cryptocurrency digital asset space to hedge against inflation. Just not an advice, just a suggestion, right?
absolutely.
Exactly.
So awesome. I can't wait to hear more about that. Hi, Georgia. Welcome. Thank you for coming on.
Hi guys. What a pleasure to be here and to meet all these wonderful new young talented ladies. And I am also new in the space. I'm a SJ fan. I I love the community. That's what I got involved with it, and I started in crypto very not too long ago, like last year, mid last year. And I handle the Richard Hart Fan Club, the decentralized one. There's no other one, and hope to learn from all of you ladies.
Awesome. We can't wait to learn from you too. Tell us about your YouTube channel that you're doing.
It's it's on the works. You know, it's very hard when you start in this community and you are learning at the same time that you're trying to share with everyone what you've learned. So I started Moms in Crypto. I'm a mom. I have two kids. And I encounter the problem of not being able to understand or to pass that knowledge to my kids. So I said, there's a lot of women like me out there. Recently we were on a chat and there was someone, a young lady, who didn't even know how to open a MetaMask account. So I felt identified with her. So I started Moms in Crypto and the fan club, like I said, and who knows where I'm gonna go from there. It's for new people, for beginners, like Crypto 101, HEX 101, PulseChain 101. So I'm still working on it, but it's gonna be very interesting. It's gonna be very helpful for everyone. So I'm still
Yeah.
learning from all of the YouTubers or the streamers. I'm sorry.
Oh, that is awesome. There is a suggestion from the chat to turn your mic up a little bit so we can hear your beautiful
Let me
voice.
see. Can you hear me better now? A
No,
little bit better?
louder. Turn it up.
Louder?
Turn it up. It's Friday night. Turn
Oh
it
my
up.
goodness. Maybe I should be screaming. Do you hear me now?
Oh, I can hear the enthusiasm and the passion behind your voice, but just not your voice as much.
I'm sorry, guys.
No, you're good. Well, no, you're good. We're glad that you're here. And the service that you're providing is really valuable. We all have a different way of breaking down and breaking into crypto when you're coming in as a noob. And we all relate to it in different ways. So the way that the way that you can put it across to somebody could be completely different than the way that I do. And that's awesome. I'm so glad that you're like willing to take that leap, put yourself out there and share that with other people. It's not
Thank you.
easy.
Thank you
Yeah.
very much, guys. Thank you. It motivates me every day to hear things like that from people like you guys. So thank you. And I'm a big fan of all of you guys. A big fan. I keep watching videos and learning and uh, learning how to do things from you. So thank you.
No, yeah. It's a rising tide floats all boats, right? Like if we can't help each other, then like we have to keep that going. It's still difficult to hear you, but we're gonna hop on over
I'm
to
gonna
your
work on it. How about that? I'm gonna
welcome.
work on it.
Oh, so good.
Hi, sorry, I'm a little late due to microphone issues. How are you guys?
You are not alone. Welcome to the Defunctory Microphone Club tonight. You're in the right spot.
Thank you for having me. I really appreciate meeting all of you as well. And I've seen some of you at the HEX conference, but not all.
Yeah.
How I got involved in HEX? Well, interesting, because I was actually a day at work, trying to, at that time, I was living in Miami and I was running an IV balance bar. It's an IV therapy infusion. And I get a phone from Patrick or Lion HEX, and they were needing some IV therapy. So I went, and yeah, from there, that's where I met the whole team, and that's where I met the love of my life, abit_hex, as you guys know. So now I'm on a journey with him, trying to, be educated in HEX and educated in life.
Oh, what a journey to be on! Like, love and HEX, like you're rolling in it, girl. I'm loving it.
Well, it's unbelievable how I got it, but it's crazy. I manifested it all, and 3 days later, I got it.
The power of manifestation is real.
Well, not only manifestation, but also believing. That's super important, right? So for me, I actually wrote it down, and when I read it to Abit, it was just beautiful.
Oh, that's special. Thank you for sharing that with us all.
Thank you.
Yeah, for sure. Like you can have those thoughts all day long, but until you put action behind them, it's kind of hard to have anything come to fruition, right?
Yeah, you have to be aligned for sure, mind, body, soul.
Absolutely. I love that. Well, thank you for coming on and joining us today. Let's get started with saying hi to the chat, because I feel like everybody else does that. So, that's cool. No, I'm just kidding. I'm so excited that people are in the chat and here and watching. Thank you all for coming. Can't tell you how grateful I am. Nathan is here from Vibra Finance. He's in the chat. Thanks, Nathan, for showing up. Happy to have you. Abit's here. Thanks, Abit. Thanks for coming to support us. Awesome. And I see Hex 19, Hex Heart, Crits, Psychedelics is here for AJ, SJ, or AJ too. This is why I don't read and do it at the same time. Then get a little wonky. Sea legs. Newbies. Anyway, all right, let's get started on this inflation. I'm going to hop on over in a second. I have a screen share for SJ when you're ready. I have your link that you sent me, so thank you. Do you want to kick it off? All right, cool. I'm gonna hop on over to here. So what does inflation, how is that affecting you?
So the timing of everything for me with HEX was perfect, because I had just happened to have sold my house. Totally unrelated, had no clue HEX existed at the time. And I knew that I was going to have some extra after paying off all my debt, my student loan, and just, this had been plaguing me for years. It was just that monkey on my back, just why am I still paying this thing and not using this degree that I've got? And I was, I wanted to be smart about my money. I wanted to be sure. Or should we say hi to Sammy real quick first?
Hello.
Sorry,
keep going.
Hey, thank you for coming on tonight.
Thanks
this morning.
for having me. Sorry to interrupt. Sorry I'm late. Busy.
No worries.
I don't feel like anybody's ever late to a party. That's when it all begins, when everybody gets there. Right? No worries. I don't think that's when it all begins, when everybody gets there. Right? Oh. Let's see. What's going on with our mic? Nope, not Sammy. Let's see. Not me. Going down the line. Let's see. Robin, is it you?
Is it me?
No. I'm just kidding. It went away. All right. Well, I'll take it.
So yeah, basically I knew that I'd have money left over, and I knew that I wanted to be smart about it. And I started looking into different things I already had an IRA, but I was like, oh, maybe I should open a Roth instead. I was like, okay, maybe put some money in a high yield savings account. I was just trying to figure out, where can I put these little bits and pieces so that I have something later on. And I ended up also taking an options trading class, and have partially through that, I found HEX. So I actually stopped 75% of the way through the options trading class and put any money that I was going to put into HEX instead, because I realized that, even this high yield savings account was 0.6%.
Oh my God.
0.6%. And inflation is what, like 7 point something percent? Like if your money is just sitting there in a high yield savings account or anywhere, there's nothing like this on the planet. And that's why I just keep I keep trying to wrap my mind around the fact that we're staked and that that our money is going to grow and like how amazing it's going to be. But it just boggles my mind how banks or these financial institutions think that this is a win for us. Yes, put your money here, park it here for years, and maybe in 10 years you'll have made whatever percent. And it can't even catch up. It doesn't compare to the inflation that we're seeing, and it's outrageous. It really at this point, because now that we know what we know about HEX and crypto in general and how the returns are, it just blows my mind that this isn't more, that it's not talked about more, right? Like that's why we're here, because we want to share this news with other people, like women especially, like, hey, like there is something that can help you and your children and this is a generational wealth making machine. Like, why is your money sitting in a bank account basically just becoming nothing? Like it becomes less and less instead of more and more. And people we're just not awake to it. That information just isn't out there as much as it should be. It's infuriating to me. It's ridiculous.
Oh, it is. Hey, nice to meet you, everyone. I just wanted to ask a question. Wild SJ, so do you mind me asking, how much was the course that you were going to do when you started the course and you found HEX? How much were you actually paying, if you don't mind me asking? Just a rough ball figure.
I want to say I paid around $1,000 for the course itself. So I paid for the course. I couldn't get that money back. But then I was going to put about 5,000 into options trading. Like I had 5,000 sitting in, I think, a Fidelity investment account. And that was part of what I put in, and have since continued to put to DCA in, honestly, because I'm just like, where else am I going to put why would I put my money anywhere else?
Yeah. But a grand isn't actually too bad. I was actually chatting to a chap last night, and another, he's got a friend who we met at the Sydney HEX meetup, and she paid 20 grand for a crypto course. Right, 20 grand. Like
you should have just taken that and put it into HEX.
I know, right? So, but she's actually earning money. Like, so this guy I spoke to last night needs to get set up for, he's actually setting up a staking ladder, and he's in Sydney. And I said, look, mate, I'd do it for free, but obviously I live 9 hours drive away. But this lady, and she's a lovely lady. I've met her, and she's really smart. She's really switched on, but she's charging him around about $160 an hour, and he'll be there probably for about 4 hours. So it's not bad money, but 20 grand, who does that? I'd rather go online. I found HEX online. There's so much information, and you do have to be really careful. But over doing a course, I think there's just so much valuable information that's free online.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Yep, and it is all right here. Everything you need to know about HEX, bam, come to the website. Really though, it really is such a helpful tool, and to have these resources available, like go through, if you're not familiar with HEX, like I really am excited for us to get into that today and to talk about how we're like actually using the product to fight against something like inflation. 7.5% a year. Okay, that's kind of a joke because we blew past that. So where are we going to go? Where are we going to go from here? SJ, you were showing us, and you were talking about a high interest yield savings account that you could net negative in. Congratulations.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, banks are, they're a business, and they're not looking out for our best interest. They're looking out for, they are looking out for our best interest, but not in a way that would be beneficial to us. Definitely not mutually beneficial, right? But that's the beauty of becoming your own bank, so that you don't have to depend on somebody else keeping your keys, or having that having the ability to take that key from you.
Yeah.
You know, it's difficult. Like Sammy, you were saying like $1,000, right? Look at this. Oh, actually, do I have that pulled up here? I Trust Capital. That's another investment opportunity for someone to get into crypto here. Look at this. Like $1,000 will get you into a crypto IRA. You're coming in with a minimum. Your fees are like 1%, and here's all your assets. So you have assets too. Like HEX needs to be on these platforms. That's why it's important for, I'm not, like nobody's here to shill anything, but it's like we're here to raise awareness to the tools that are available to us throughout all of this. But like this is where HEX should be, right here.
Absolutely.
Right at the top. It's a truth engine, and that's why we're here chatting about it. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. So
This is very interesting because I just had a conversation with Evid like 2 hours ago about this. Most people don't understand that the only thing that affects the price is buying and selling, right? It has nothing to do with the market cap. And most other communities would tell you that, oh, the market cap actually has to do with price, which is not true. So understanding, I think that's understanding one and building trust with people, because most people don't trust themselves. So they are not able to understand or comprehend that it can be their own bank, So I think personally, that's what I've noticed on my time in crypto, that people are just too afraid because they do not believe that people can do good for everyone, right? Or everybody can win. They're in that mindset that, oh, somebody is trying to play me.
Yeah.
It's
It's too complicated. HEX is too complicated. And HEX is complicated. It is for anyone. But, there's so much information that you can follow steps and you can do. I mean, we've done it. Anyone can do it,
There's an opportunity with inflation for onboarding, something very unique that's just happened to me in the last couple of weeks. So like I say, I come from a legacy finance background. I'm a person of a certain age. Most of the people I interact with, they have portfolios of something. They've done everything right. They've done their savings, and they've got this for their kids' college fund, and they've got that for their retirement. But inflation's come along, and it's really changing their thought process. And this is a very unique inflation. I mean, I'm not going to go down the rabbit hole of different types of inflation, good kinds and bad kinds, but this is a very different situation. We haven't seen it in this paradigm in many years. Possibly we've never seen this paradigm, but the closest thing to it we haven't seen since I was an infant. And so, but people that know I'm in crypto, and we've been talking about it for the last year or so, hey, I'm in crypto. And they're like, oh, that's interesting. Let's talk about it sometime. Within the last 2 weeks, they're all like, you need to come over, bring your snow. I'm dead serious. Like, it's all of a sudden out of the woodwork. They're like, inflation's killing me. We don't know what's going on with, you got what's happening with Netflix. I thought my fangs were secure. Just like people thought blue chip stocks back in the day were good, like the old GE stocks or whatever else. So they're coming out of the woodwork, and now they're coming to me. They're wanting to be onboarded, as opposed to me going like, come and sit here and listen to me shill. It's very fascinating and really pretty cool, actually.
That's so cool. They're coming out of the woodwork. Mine did too. My neighbors, I've been trying to get them to HEX for 2 years. And yesterday I was telling about PulseChain. They said, you have to come over. You got to set me up. So tonight I'm going over to my neighbors / BFFs and setting them up, getting them MetaMask wallets and getting them on board. But yeah, it was the same thing, like just like last week, like after 2 years,
Yeah, I wonder what what is prompting them besides these. Well, okay, so Robin, you can go down that rabbit hole anytime you want to. That's why we're all here. Like, there's definitely
well, we have that I'm noticing is that we have inflation, and sometimes inflation is something that happens. Prices rise with productivity. That can be we're seeing more, people are producing more, people are earning more money, and therefore they're willing to spend more. And then people charge more, but you usually get better service for that. What I'm concerned about and what I think we might be seeing is something where we're going to see inflation with decreased productivity. And that's exactly what I'm experiencing at work personally, and I'm seeing it everywhere. I'm seeing higher prices with less service, more money, less value, in a very glaring way. And so I believe that's what we're seeing. And what the people that are coming to me are seeing. They're definitely seeing what's happening to, like I said, these bangs, these best of the best stocks. They've had them in their portfolio. They've been doing something for 10 years. They're my age. And all of a sudden they're looking at things and they're like, well, that's scary. I got a kid going to college next year, and I'm also, only so many years from retirement. I was really hoping to retire early. And so I believe that's what we're seeing. Is that me?
Preach it, Robin. Let's hear you twice. Woo!
Oh, sorry. Not sure why my mic got wrecked. But yeah, so it's that it's changes to people. I mean, I think we're going to see more opportunities with people who are less comfortable with the technology, the harder onboards, the people who are more comfortable with the old way, less comfortable with technology. They travel for work. They got kids. They're, working crazy hours just to, keep things together. And now they're stopping and they're realizing they need to change their mind or open their mind is probably a better idea or a better way of expressing it, and start looking at better options and seeing what's going on. Because I wouldn't want to be looking at just my 401k and relying on that right now.
So many Americans are, over 45% of Americans only have savings. They don't have investments. That's a lot.
Yeah.
Redbird,
Same
can I
here.
ask you a question? So you said that, so I don't have any background in finance at all. And you said that the inflation that we're seeing right now has maybe only been happened one other time. Can you tell us what that was that happened back then?
Pure speculation, like not financial advice, this is observation based on, just being a hobby of economics. But back in the 70s, we experienced something called stagflation. And it was exactly that. It was much higher prices, rising interest rates, and decreased productivity. And there were a lot of, strange events that happened. My mom sitting in line with, me in a baby seat, which probably the first one they ever invented, like back then, and, just to get gas, and then, my dad took the train and, to work. So she would gas up one car one day and gas up the other car the next day. And it really depended on your driver, what your license plate number was and different things like that. So we're seeing the rising gas prices. We're seeing supply chain shortages. I haven't seen these things in my adult life, and I've been adulting for quite a few years now. I've seen in 2008, I was already in my career, and I had been in my career for a long time. And I saw the rising gas prices, and we saw some of the other changes. And then, but they, quantitative easing and some of the other tools they used in 2008, I think, have very much brought us to where we are now. And then, of course, they turned up the volume when they printed a ton more money with COVID. The banks are only partially to blame. I do work for a bank, so highly regulated. It's like, you can do this, but you have to do it this way, and, you have to turn around and do the hokey pokey and then, do it again and then sign the loan docs and then go. So it's, some of the regs we deal with are literally that ridiculous because they're.
That's so good.
I'll see if I can fix that.
What? I didn't notice anything.
Oh, okay. Am I the only one? Okay. Am I the only one noticing my mic's getting wrecked?
No, you're totally fine.
Oh, okay. So we're, yes, of course, we need to make a profit for our shareholders, whether we be privately held or publicly held. And yes, we're interested in our own best interest. But what's fun about HEX and crypto and the ecosystem that Richard Hart is building is I'm really curious to see if a bunch of people, a large group of people, all serving their own best interest, can all rise with the tide, as Lindsay put it earlier. I believe it's possible. I believed it's possible for many years, if not my whole life, that, we didn't have to be in, a zero-sum game. Like there could be a win-win situation. So I'm so happy to be here and be part of this grand experiment to see where it takes us. Because if it continues to take us where it's already taken us, it's going to be really cool, and it's going to take away a lot of this insecurity and fear that's just seemed to be building in the last 3 years.
Yeah, for sure. Hey, Jewelry Hex. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
I saw you on a little skit. It's not high impact flicks. You're sitting around like with a whole heap of people.
It's a podcast called Fresh and Fit. Is that what you're talking about?
That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, I saw you. You were a great girl telling everyone about it was HEX, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was HEX. Well, it was me, and then after a month or two, Kareem ended up going at their podcast as well, talking about HEX and this financial, assets. But yeah, I've been there 3 times, and pretty interesting. Unfortunately, that's not the crowd I would like to be in, but that's what brings attention. So at this time, that's what we will do. Anything that brings attention to HEX.
But you seem to really fit in there. All young, attractive, pretty cool people.
It fit in with the people for sure. Definitely not with the ideas that we share. It was very opposite, but it was beautiful to see and then we had the opportunity to talk. Right? It was great. I really enjoyed it.
It was awesome. It was really good to see, and nice to meet you.
Thank you. Nice to meet you. I mean, I know I've seen you on Twitter everywhere, but never actually met. Maybe next conference.
Oh yeah, PulseCon. I'm coming to see you and A-Bit for sure.
Yes, for sure.
Hi, Christine.
I'm so pumped for PulseCon. That's a stream all in itself. We have some fun planning to do.
Yeah, what are we gonna do, Lindsay? What do you got planned for us when we come over?
We're live on YouTube. I can't say such things out loud. My mom's watching. So yeah, no, I actually do have something fun, and I'll definitely share that in our chat so that the other ladies can join us too. And, like, I always have something fun up my sleeve, or like
awesome.
I'm like core drums, whatever. Crazy hexing. Can you tell us? I know like the topic tonight is inflation, but I really wanted to talk to you about how you're using like passive income to hedge against that.
Yeah, well, one of the reasons why I'm doing passive income is because of the inflation. It's going to help out. You know what I mean? Because I retired last year because I lost my business basically, for COVID and all that situation. It just never got back off the ground. So I just decided, let's just not go there anymore. Let's just stop. We invested. This was going to, this is going to take off this year. So passive income for me, really and truly is, it means freedom. It means I can pay off some debt. I can travel. I can invest in my next adventure, which is real estate, because I'm in real estate, and that's like my passion. So that's going to help me out a lot with the passive income. Also, with that being said, it's going to help us for the replacement income, which is going to be good for Jay-Z to be able to retire this year. And so that's really good. But with the inflation, kind of what Robin was saying earlier, she kind of took some words out of my mouth, and I was like, dang it. So I've been kind of like studying a lot of stuff on inflation. And, I've never lived through inflation in my entire life. I was born, I think, in the, I don't want to say that. Never mind. So basically, it's been around since the 70s, like she said. And unfortunately, it's just getting worse. We see it. It's affecting a lot of people. It's about to wipe out the middle class if it hasn't already. There's going to be no middle class people. Like they're going to be gone. I mean, like that's how bad it is. And it's unfortunately, it's really, really, really horrible because it's really hurting people's lives, and we're seriously in trouble as Americans. And if the market like crashes completely because of inflation, people are going to lose their 401ks. They're not going to be able to have anything left. And I feel because of finding crypto and having the Richard Hart projects, I'm in a great place, a great space. And I wish a lot of people would just wake up and see that as well. But we can't like, beat a dead horse. So, unfortunately got to move forward and hope for the best for these people. I don't know if you know who Robert Kiyosaki is, but like I watched some of his videos, and I just watched him the other day, and he was actually, and this was so scary. He literally was talking about a can of tuna. He was the crazy thing is inflation is so bad. He was saying a can of tuna could be $25 a can of tuna, which apparently you can take a can of tuna that's $25 and compare it to a silver easy coin. And what's scary is that can of tuna is going to be more valuable. So I hate tuna. I don't want to freaking sit there and trade tuna. So therefore, I'm just glad where I'm at, because that's not, when I hear things like that, it just doesn't make sense. But I guess that's where we are in life, and this is what's happening. So I'm just grateful that we're where we are in this space. So that's how I feel about it.
Yeah, like
you have such an amazing point. We speak about paradigms in the United States, but if anyone's a student of the Weimar Republic in Germany, where overnight inflation meant you were taking a wheelbarrow to buy bread, a wheelbarrow of Deutschmarks, literally.
And I think that's why people are jumping ship and moving to different countries, and getting a lower tax bracket with some of these people going to like Puerto Rico and all these other places because they see it, they've witnessed it, or it's affected them in some way. So I don't know, I might end up in Puerto Rico. I might end up
it's real.
I'm not going to buy tuna. I'm not going to buy tuna. Not for $25. Yeah.
Well, okay, so money is an exchange. At the end of the day, what is a paper dollar? It's what is it? It's paper, right? Like that's all it is. It's just money is an exchange of energy for goods and services. So we can either trade paper dollars that do that. Where's my camera? It just does this. Why do you think we should just make it rain? Because I don't have money when I was at posted. I regret
She's
that.
making it rain. Yay.
Right, yeah. Like, if you could just make it rain like that, where's the value?
Exactly.
So putting your faith into a product that allows you to have, okay, so I'm sure that you guys have seen or heard that they say, somebody's mic is driving me crazy. They say that like Bitcoin is supposed to be like a store of value, right? It's supposed to be the answer to digital. It's going to be digital gold. Now, these are people that don't even know about the product that we're all connected with. So, like, thank you for coming on and sharing those things with us, CZ, because those things make it relatable. Word, the network effect, it gets out. Like relatability breeds confidence within somebody to be able to go and share that with somebody else. Like, we're all like fashion coder. You said that you didn't have a financial background, right? But you do have a background in computers and science and technology. And you also have a beautiful and unique way of taking that, something that seems so overwhelming, and making it seem like, oh, now I understand it. Thank you.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah. So how are you using crypto to hedge against inflation?
Okay.
Let's go.
Sorry, I'm getting some feedback.
I know. I can't really hear. I was about to say I can't hear. Like it's just kind of
Okay.
It'll work.
There you go.
Perfect. So for me, I've been using crypto and HEX as well to hedge against inflation by, I'm at the very beginning of my career and I'm like just fresh out of my master's degree, changed my career once. I'm here now. And so I think what I'm doing is I'm investing in crypto to basically be my retirement plan. Whether I retire, in 5 years or in 35 years. And so by investing in crypto, it's been an amazing opportunity to be able to do that at such a young age and to really just use that as that type of investment plan. And, crypto is going to hedge against inflation as time goes on, right? Because we have seen it time and time again over the last several years just go up, and it matches and it just honestly succeeds what inflation is, which is great. I'm really happy I have invested in crypto just because inflation's scary. Like talking about this with everyone and hearing what you all have to say, like tuna being $25, like what else is going to be, in a crazy price. So that's what I've been doing.
Yeah, I mean, price inflation, monetary inflation, and price inflation are very real. Like Redbird had mentioned, how far can you inflate before you know, what's going to give?
Well, when it gets that bad, a lot of things give. Safety gives big time. You have regime changes. So I volunteer with the International Rescue Committee. Refugee support is something I'm pretty passionate about. I also get to play with goats, so that helps. That's just one of the ways I volunteer with that organization. But but a lot of people, everyone always assumes refugees are fleeing violence, like physical violence. And in a lot of cases, that's true. But a lot of time they're fleeing financial violence, which to me, I've never heard that phrase before. Just to me, what that means is an inability to feel secure with your finances, an inability to support your family, an inability to, keep a roof over their head, feed your children, the things that would terrify me, not having my kids not having a safe place to sleep and not knowing where their next meal is coming from. Most of the refugees we see in this country are fleeing poverty more than they're fleeing violence. And so that's something that rampant inflation, like we saw in the 30s in Europe, or, paradigms that fortunately didn't go quite that far, in my infancy. But these are outcomes that are recorded through history. So it's important to recognize, what a threat it can be, and to protect yourself as much as possible. Because the safer you feel, the more you can help other people feel safe. Like you got to put the oxygen mask on yourself first. And that's really what we're all doing here in this ecosystem and environment, is we've put the oxygen mask on ourselves first, so we feel safe and secure, and then we're able to help and outreach others.
I really like that you said that. I really like the way you just put that, because it really is protection against inflation. I was trying to look for another word today. I was really it was actually like almost banging my head against the table. I was like, do you want to use the word hedge? What else? Protect.
Well, can we protect ourselves from inflation, or does it depends of other things going around us?
Oh my gosh, yeah, there's so much like that too, right? That plays a huge role and factor.
Exactly. Like, you touched something, Redbird, something very important, our children. That is my priority. And I can't even tell you what I have to go through in order to protect my family and to protect my land, to protect the land that belongs to them, because it belongs to them. Like Richard said, our founding fathers fought so much for this land, and it is hard. I'm middle class. I work. I haven't stopped working. I don't think I'm going to stop working for a while, because I enjoy working. I might be like out of this world, but imagine, I was telling Lindsay the other day, about a year ago exactly, we bought a house. And first was 2.9 inflation for the loan, the bank. Then 3 days later was 3.5. And if I would have waited one more day, it would have been like, what, 4.2? Now I was able to get it with a low rate. But someone who's trying, like me, that works every day, that, you know, we are the American dream family. How can that person fight against companies that come with money, like cash, and are buying the houses? The housing market is going to the people who have the most money. The Federal Reserve is giving away money for free to these companies who are investing now in our real estate. And that affects the inflation. So not only we're not going to be able to buy homes, real estate, but we're losing it to companies we have no chance to go against. So who controls that? What's going to happen? That's what HEX, for me, it's a way out. For me, it's hope. It's oh my God, what do I do? Yes, I have a house that, you know, it's not my house, it's the bank's house, and I have, it's not mine. HEX is mine. Cryptocurrency in the blockchain, like PulseChain, it's gonna be, it's mine. It's my children. It's something that I will be able to give them, and no one else will take care of them. Take care of it. I'll take it away from them. God, I'm getting emotional. Sorry, guys. Sorry. But, you know, Thomas Jefferson said, don't give the banks and other companies too much control. They can control inflation. They can control deflation. You know, eventually, by the time that we do something about it, we try to keep control of it, they will take away the land that belongs to our children. And that's the solution that cryptocurrency is giving me. HEX, for me, it's a piece of land for my children. Must be on the blockchain, but it's theirs. So
good point, Georgia, and good to
sorry,
see you
I'm
again.
gonna cry. I'm
No.
sorry.
It's so true, though. It's happening here in Australia as well, and the house market here is crazy. Like, you know, I mean, in my area, minimum, you know, 3-bedroom unit, you're looking at around about just under $500,000 US for a decent unit. So it's crazy. And you think of your kids, you think, well, how are my kids going to buy a house? And how are they going to get a deposit to buy a house? And then you think, well, we're the lucky ones. We're in crypto and we're in early. You know, we're in the best products on the market, the Richard Hart products. And, you know, it makes it feel better. But, Lindsay, and that's why I absolutely agree with you. We've got to get this message out there. We've got to get it to other women, you know, people who think like us and who want more for their kids, more for their family. Hey, Georgia.
I'm sorry, guys.
It's good to see you, Georgia. And it's
Likewise.
beautiful. You're so passionate.
I'm sorry, but it's the truth. It's like
it is the truth.
It touches a nerve. It touches a nerve. I'm crying because I feel the energy, because I'm happy, because how do I move from, how many years do I have until they discover the formula of longevity? I have what, 15, 20, 30 years of good health to give my kids? Where do I go? What do I do? Do I go work more? I can't work anymore. I have to take care of the kids. I have to give them a good education. I have to be involved in their lives. So what? I can't give any more of me physically, but I can do crypto and I can get a way out. And I lost my thought. I'm sorry. Let's the younger people talk. Yes. BlackRock. Someone needs to talk about that, and no one's talking. They're going to take over our real estate. They're going to move the markets. The millennials are not going to be able to invest in real estate, and that is sad. The stock market was, I think it's I'm probably going to get in trouble. And like I said, if I say something wrong, it was the opium, like the other guy. But if I say something that is not, someone will understand the joke out there. But I'm not a financial advisor. I'm just starting with crypto. My university is Google and YouTube. So, I'm not as smart as little.
Hey, Georgia.
So, but it is logical. We have to take care of our children. We have to. The new generations, if we don't do something now, we're in bad shape. So,
You're doing the right thing.
Sorry, Simi.
You're doing the right thing. You're out there and you're educating. That is the best thing that we could possibly be doing is this, getting on a public forum in a social space and speaking about topics that are actively impacting all of us very real and very differently. Like we're all in different walks of life, but we're all fighting against the same thing. We're all here for our families, potential families, future families. Like we're here for us too, right? So,
and we are women, we are so strong. We look beautiful, as you can see on the panel. Look at these guys, girls. They're beautiful, smart, young, middle-aged, and old people. And we all
on this panel. See ya.
and we are trying to educate ourselves. We take care of the kids, we take care of the house, we take care of everything, but we're there too. We understand what's going on. So
yeah, the power of the T-share shows us in immutable code that we don't have to be Wonder Women. We could just be ourselves, and that's okay too. Like I get really excited about that possibility. It's not easy raising children and then to throw a full-time job on it, a full-time house on top of it. And like not everybody is as fortunate as I am to have like such a supportive partner. That wasn't always the case. And so I understand that aspect of it. The last thing that mothers need to be worrying about is finances, period. Educating.
But we need to be educated. We can't let it go because there's a lot of people out there who doesn't have someone, a partner like you do, which is amazing. But there's a lot of women and men out there who don't have someone to rely on. So it's up to us. I was reading something today. I can't remember who put it, but you have to work on yourself. Keep working on getting better and better. Don't be don't stop growing, or don't be satisfied with the person that you are today. Try to be more, try to be better.
10% every day. Start with something small. Start with 10%. That's a good place. And that's for people coming in that are not secure in this space, whether it's you're insecure with your knowledge of what you're getting into, or you're insecure with what's coming next for you. Like you're not alone with that one. I think that's a something that we naturally just kind of, I don't know, scoop up and nurture, right? Like that comes natural to us. And taking fear out of it. Fear for me would be, how do I feed my kids this week? Fear would be, how do I pay my rent? Those are fears that are very common. Many people have. So to take that, to be able to introduce a product to them that's actually beneficial to them and their families in the long run, not something that is, a lot of my friends, and I'm sure that you guys may have experienced the same thing, had no problem with investing into candles or leggings or makeup or whatever, right? Because we use these things. So they're like practical products for us. Saving. I know a lot of us were taught to save, maybe not so many to invest, but like us being here and learning about these things and enables us to go and like teach a younger girl.
Yeah.
Like you know?
Yeah.
My mother used to
Financial.
tell me that I'm sorry, last thing, I'm going to shut up talking and I'm going to turn off the mic. My mother was a person who worked her entire life. She worked and worked and worked and worked and save and save and save and save. She didn't even know that she could buy a house with just a little down payment and then pay monthly. She thought she had to put all the money there. My mother died with the money that she had on her bank account, and she paid for her funeral. I don't want that for me.
No, no, that's really sad to hear, Georgia. But we're going to do really well. Things are getting better, and life's different now from our parents' era to where we're living now. And we're in the best place we could possibly be, but it's good to learn from our parents. I mean, I've got girlfriends who live paycheck to paycheck, and they couldn't even get into HEX, like $100. So when PulseChain launches, I'm gonna set them up a wallet, whether they like it or not. They're getting a wallet, and I'm keeping a seed phrase, which we should never ever do, but I know they might lose it, so that's the only reason I'm keeping it. But yeah, it's really difficult, but that little difference we can make in people's lives can be massive. It's hard.
100%.
Yeah, that the financial literacy for everybody, but for women in particular, especially, we're a group of women here on this panel, and we've had unique experiences related to what we were taught we should do from a financial standpoint versus what maybe especially my generation, what the boys were taught to do. But it's the financial literacy that will it's the understanding that takes away the fear. Like, I enjoy being in the world of finance, but I don't like not knowing what the heck I'm doing. I don't like not knowing I don't like not knowing which like how to get to my destination in my car. I don't like not knowing what I'm doing. That doesn't feel good for anybody. So, bringing financial literacy to women who will then bring it to their children of both sexes and, and their husbands, just because, most of us were onboarded by dads or husbands doesn't mean, or partners that happen to be male doesn't mean it can't go in the other direction. Or for, same-sex partners or whatever. It's just, just that whole feeling confident in yourself and being willing to share, and also listen to what other people's needs are, and then being able to communicate the best product for them. So I'm a big fan of HEX because I have opted out of being in real estate right now, for some reasons by choice and for some reasons by circumstance. And I'm in love with the T-share. I'm absolutely in love with the T-share because for me, that's better for me and where I'm at right now than having to repair a roof, or some of the other trappings that come along with a hard asset like that. Like, I'm not sure where I want to live in the next 2 years. I might want to be closer to my parents. I might not want to be in the United States. There's 1,000 reasons why I'm not sure where I want to live. So homeownership for me comes with trappings that I also know that if I move and I want to keep that asset, I'm going to have to rent it out. Well, that becomes another job for me. And I've already got a pretty demanding job. So, and just like SJ, you were saying, like the timing of the T-shirt for me was spot on. Like, it is the perfect solution to a situation that I wasn't really sure what to deal with. And as Jory was saying, and Lindsay was touching upon, the timing and the manifestation. I mean, boom, here y'all are. Thank you.
Yeah, it's magic.
And that's why I try to focus the most as well, because there is so much fear going on around people and they don't know where to focus, right? So instead of focusing on the inflation and all the negative things that are happening, which if you know history, you know that history repeats itself, but for some reason we never learn, right? So we just have to go through it right now. And I am lucky, and I feel very lucky as well to understand crypto, and especially HEX, to be able to get in the T-share price as I got as well. And just to secure and to make people understand that there is so much abundance. We are not meant to work. At least, well, we are meant to work on the things that we like doing and not the things that we don't like doing. So we're not meant to work for working, getting a check, missing on our children, missing on our grandchildren, missing on so many. And I don't have any children, but my priority right now is to make a better future for my future children, because I don't want to have some dumb children, like I want my children to be smart, to hang out around smart people. So that's where my focus is as well, to make people as financially literate as I can with baby terms so my parents can understand it. I am Albanian, so my parents don't speak a lot of English, but my mom was able to make 3 steaks on her own. So steak wrap made it very, very easy for her. But if my mom can understand it, I think everybody can. So it's just a matter of being patient with people and not push it too much. Whoever comes, because if we push it too much, then we're missing on a much bigger boat, And most people don't even understand what's about to happen with PulseChain. I mean, it's like mind blowing, in so many ways. So I'm very, very excited, and I really look forward for the future. It looks very promising for me because, again, I think I figured out the code, and yeah, that's what it's about.
That's so cool. Your mom's in HEX.
Yeah, and now my mom and my cousins are asking me all the way from Germany, and it's been great for my family. And to me, my priority is if I can get my friends and my family with me, then I can bring everybody else.
Absolutely.
But that's, yeah.
We are definitely
All
lucky.
we can do right now is just share the opportunity. I always tell them I'm the chosen one in my family.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'm glad to see you here.
Yeah, me too. I need to do this more often. Well, it's just been a lot of changes in my life, like Miami, then now we're in Colombia, and now figuring out, again, where we want to stay. So just a lot. I haven't been able to.
Can y'all hear me okay?
Yeah.
Can you hear me? Okay, because I've tried to say like 2 things relating to you. I'm just wanted to say it's just so awesome that you're here, and just from when I first met you just to now, it's just like a big difference. It's so cool. You're amazing, Duri.
Yeah, it's so beautiful. Thank you. Mm-hmm. You guys allow it in this community. Honestly, I've been on this journey of finding myself for the past 4 years, but coming in the community, I now feel at peace. I feel at peace to the point where I know people are not trying to play me; they're just trying to help me grow, and it's beautiful. The best community. And I always say the real gem is not really the HEX being immutable and non-corruptible. It's the community that we are building, and it's
absolutely.
Yeah, I love it. Thank you guys for allowing me to be in the community as well. I truly appreciate it.
Oh my gosh. Thank you so much for being here and for sharing that too. Your energy is infectious with that. You can tell that you're passionate. And I love that you're out there traveling and onboarding your family and onboarding many people that might not ever have the opportunity to ever come across something this it sounds so like this massive, but
it truly is. It truly is, because right now we're at a very, very delicate time with a lot of stuff going on, right? I mean, most of the population has over 75% have mental issues, so that is a big problem for our society and our people. And I do not want to live in a society like that, right? So, being in the medical field for 8 years, I disconnected completely because I realized how I'm not really helping people towards being who they are. I'm just kind of suppressing everything that they're going through. And so, yes, I'm truly very passionate to help people in an emotional level, because yes, we can preach HEX all we want, but unless people comprehend it, they won't be able to understand what we're saying.
Right. And then your message is completely lost. It's falling on deaf ears. Yeah. So yeah, you're I'm like bang on.
Hey, Lindsay, I've got to run. I've got to go to lunch at my auntie's house. So I'm so sorry, but it was so good to see you and meet you, all of the new ladies. Good to meet you. Hope to catch you around a stream someday. And take care, Lindsay. I'll chat to you soon. Thanks for having me on.
Thank you so much for coming on tonight or today, and enjoy your lunch. Like it's my tonight, your today.
Thank you. Thanks for having me. See you, CZ.
Love it. But I don't want to hold you guys hostage either. We've been on for about an hour, and I know that we have more topics to cover in the future, and I'm really excited to get into them more. Like there are really like there's really like three major things that you really need to be confident in and really understand, like as a newbie to crypto, right? And you're bringing in, you're onboarding somebody new. There's like three major things that they really, really need to understand before they can kind of get like the grasp of HEX. And what I'm finding a lot is it's like we really need to understand finances, education with what is inflation, how is it actually affecting you besides like, you know, oh my gosh, cereal. Somebody and I were just talking about this the other day. Like a box of cereal is like this big and it's $5. Like what? There's like 4 crackers in there. What's going on?
I saw a $7 box of cereal today.
I'm like, oh,
$7.
Well, we just now know
Don't get
that we
me
need to grow our
started on
food,
that.
guys. So
Don't get me started on that because bacon's $12. I love bacon. It's $12.
Christy literally sent me a snapshot of her receipt, like WTH, like texted it to me the other day. I'm like, it's
how
not
the hell
funny.
do you have bacon for $12? I'm like, shit, that's a nice pig.
yeah, so I think people need to understand what money is first before they understand inflation. You know, like what is money? Where does the value come from? Where does it come from? You know.
yes.
So once they understand that, then I believe we will understand a little more finance or microeconomics, which is a must, right? But yeah, I'm optimistic though. I really see a lot of changes, especially since the past 2 years with COVID. A lot of people are, as we call it, waking up and able to see with the third eye, which I'm very. We're in a good path, I think.
We are, girl. Yeah. We are.
I hear you from a collective standpoint on that one too, for sure. Yeah, it's been amazing, even within the past year of being in HEX, to see the growth of the mindset of the youth that are coming into the space is like, oh, good. This is like new breath, new life, young teaching young networking, like that. You know, I know that NFTs are not a popular opinion in the community. However, they're bringing life, blood, and life force in here.
100%.
You know,
I don't know. You know what? I have no idea about NFTs. I don't even know anything about them.
We'll do
what I know is that if they come to PulseChain and they move the product on PulseChain, I'm happy.
Oh, they will. They will.
The more the merrier. Whatever.
Very happy.
All the coins, all the NFTs, all the projects, come over. We're a great community. Come to PulseChain.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's why it's really important for us to know what money is, know what inflation is doing to us, and know what the Fed is and how that relates to our daily lives. And, you know, we can't depend on public education to educate our youth and educate our peers. Public education is public for a reason. I'm just saying, like, there are great opportunities out there. If you're not going to be presented with that information at a stage where you can really effectively start, you know, not just saving, investing, learning, and growing at a young age, then you find yourself in your, say, like midlife, looking at your 401k, thinking, great, I can only buy 1 can of tuna a month. So, I mean, and I heard that interview with Robert, and it made sense. Like he was saying, it's going to get to a point where I would rather hold a can of tuna over an ounce of silver because I can eat that can of tuna. And what is the silver going to do for me? So everything.
I gotta go hog hunting.
Well, I mean, shoot, that sounds like fun.
I too, I've got birds in the nest tonight, so I'm going to have to take off too. But this is a great conversation. It was great hanging out with you all, and I look forward to seeing you all soon.
Redford, thank you so much for coming by. We'll wrap it up and let everybody go. So I'm not like hogging you for the evening because I really appreciate all of your time. And I'm looking forward to doing the next one with all of you. So I'll reach out and I have like sticky notes that I was actually had things written on that I was making fly. So I can't remember what the next topic is about, but they'll just leave you wanting more to know.
But thank you so much, Lindsay, for having this amazing group of ladies here. This is amazing. Just the fact that we're here with kids, with ladies who are doing something to help the community and make the world a better place. I'm happy. Thank you. I'm honored to be part of it. Thank you.
Likewise, thank you for having me as well, Lindsay. I really appreciate you giving me the opportunity for the community to, get to know me a little more, because it feels like an obligation that you just have to provide value to the community, right? So it's a must. And trying to find yourself a little bit in the community, what community needs, what it does not need. So if you guys have any advice on what we new Mexicans could do to support and bring value to the community, please let me know. I'm willing to, kind of do anything that's needed for bringing HEX and post-HEX and PulseChain forward.
Whoop, whoop. Just keep showing up. That's what's up.
I
Like
sure will. I sure will.
that's all we can do, right? When like get on stream even when it's scary. Get here even when you're nervous. Speak even when you don't feel like what you have to hear. Like speak. Georgia, your voice is valuable. What you have to share with us is valuable. So thank you for being here with us
Thank
too.
Thank
I
you.
really can't thank all of you enough for the gifts that you share with everyone on this panel, everyone in our chat. Thank you so much for coming and participating, listening, sharing, liking, subscribing, and tuning in for next time. We all can get together and talk about something informative and fun. And Saturday night, tomorrow night, Brian Hex Machina and Adam Vibra Finance CEO will be on talking about some fun passive income opportunities. They're not calling it that. I'm just going to call it that. They have specific and really juicy topics they're talking about. So tune in and I will get in touch with every single one of you and we'll follow up and do more. Thank you so much for being here tonight.
Thank
Thank
you.
you, Adam. Thanks, Lindsay.
All right, I look forward to seeing you all soon.
Bye, guys.
Bye, guys.
Bye.